Hey guys, welcome to our review of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, the first DCEU film to come out after it was announced that the DCEU was dead. Dead and gone. Dead and gone and not happening, and making this film feel somewhat irrelevant, really tanking its potential in the minds of public. But honestly, I was not excited for this film even before that moment. What I've seen from the trailers, two older ladies and a dragon. No disrespect to these actresses because they're amazing, except for Lucy Liu. I've never bought her acting, and she's terrible in this, in my opinion. But she wasn't given really anything either. So, Shazam! Fury of the Gods is a pointless movie. And yes, you're right, Joe. Wow. 'Tis a movie. And as I sort of walked out of the theater here, they're I have to talk about how they removed my boy Soups. He was supposed to have his own cameo. Obviously, that's gone because he did film a cameo, by the way. That's gone. Not only that, but he's scrubbed from the entire film. They don't ever even mention Superman's name. They name everybody else but Superman. It's like they're staying really far away from it. It feels insulting, especially since Billy Batson looks up to Superman quite a bit. So it feels like, honestly, a slap in the face to me. But, oh, man. Basically a total and utter mess. But surprisingly funny. With still some of its heart, It's held up by, I think, Zachary Levi's performance as the happy-go-lucky superhero Billy, who, Zachary does a great job. And I think he's actually, what's his friend? Freddie. Freddie does some good supporting here. But just awful villains and an insurmountable amount of stupid in the plot are too difficult to overcome. And they're weighing this thing down. Especially the dumb love plot side story, and the fact that there's too many family members in his Marvel family, right? And they're all underdeveloped, like the green one. He's gay, and he's not very good at dodgeball. That's it. Why did we need to include all of them if that's all you're going to say about each and every individual character? It's just too much. What is there, 6 or 7 of them? It's too much to put in there. Yeah, and I just thought there was an empty chair or something. That was at the last. We were debating that in the last one. I thought that maybe they were going to save this chair for a character here, but that never happens.
Was it for Black Adam?
That's what I thought, or maybe I don't know. Anne would become one. Okay, so that is my opinion on the film. It turned out I thought it wasn't going to be very good. I thought it was going to be somewhat a irrelevant plot with boring villains and just pointless feeling. Other than, hey, let's do a little bit more with the character. There's some kind of a version. I don't know if it's Dwayne Johnson, because there's rumors that Dwayne wanted nothing to do with Shazam, doesn't want to even have Shazam associated with his character. It's like, what the fuck? Don't you, no, that's stupid. You have to be, but he didn't want to. So, I mean, they don't mention Black Adam. They don't mention that film. I wonder if that sort of stuff was scrubbed as well. And it feels just nowhere near as tight and focused on the character as it was in the first film. I thought the first film was superior, and this is a sequel that doesn't quite live up to that. Although it really made me laugh a bunch of times. I was really having some fun here and there.
Oh, that Skittles commercial was hilarious.
I fucking hated that part. That was not funny.
I hated it.
That was cringe as fuck. And then the little girl at one point has the cringiest line. Our theater was filled with kids, and not a single person laughed.
I hated it.
It was quiet in the theater when she screams out, taste the rainbow, motherfucker. And then it cuts off. And it was supposed to be like an audience clap moment, and our audience did not clap.
No?
Nope.
We're not doing
not
that?
a goddamn
Good.
person
Good.
clapped. No, not even children thought it was funny. Nobody thought it was funny. Even though the audience was enjoying the other parts that had some good humor, because it does. If it made me laugh, I was having a good time. So, where do we want to start? Who wants to take it?
Me. I agree with you. The first one was way better than this one. This one was painfully average for me. I did not like the whole family stuff was already introduced too much and too soon.
We
and
did that in the first one.
Yeah, and then we're continuing here. And, like, I wanted it to focus on just Billy and just him and stuff like that. But we get family quarrels here, and we get family quarrels with the drama, with the villains. It's like, I don't need...
Oh, there's
care.
double family.
Yes, I don't care
Joe,
about that.
family? You don't like family, Joe? Fast and Furious.
Family. Yeah, I
There's
didn't care
triple
about
family.
that. I don't like the coincidence, the stupid love triangle thing.
Oh, my God.
You said Fred was a supporting character. I feel the opposite. I feel like he took over this film.
Yes,
I
that's
wanted to see.
me too.
Like I said,
I said he
wanted
did a good job supporting.
No.
He was
And
leading.
this
He did a
was
good
his
job
movie.
leading.
This was his movie.
yeah.
I'm like, this is not what I came to see.
Right.
I don't care about this love triangle. I don't care about this. Like, the villains were like CGI mess at the end. It was stupid how they handled it. And they just hand wave it. I was super disappointed. Like, yes, he did a great job. There was some funny moments, but not enough for me to rush out and go see this again or anything like that.
Again, I would never watch this
Or
again. Well, maybe I might.
recommend
Let's say
anyone.
if it's on VOD,
Don't-
a few of the
Yeah,
funny jokes.
don't rush
Ju-
out to go
no.
see it.
No, save your money.
So that's mine.
I like Shazam too. I just
Yeah,
don't
and I
think that
wanted
you
more of it. I was like, okay, if this is gonna be the last. I think, yeah, this is gonna be the last of him.
Well, we'll talk about that in spoilers. They do add a scene for James Gunn's annoying nepotism.
Zachary Levi and James Gunn are really good friends, too.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So.
Trust me, I know that. He said he's not gonna leave me out, or else I'm not gonna be his best friend anymore. All right, well, we just spoiled it. Shazam is going to continue on into the DCEU, and it's going to be Zachary Levi. And honestly, I don't mind that much. But it's just really fucking annoying, James Gunn's nepotism, that he's picking and choosing who he wants to bring into a stupid fucking universe with his fucking wife that, like, just obviously she's in it. Anyways, moving on. We'll talk about that in spoilers. So Joe got it. Alex.
Nah, I don't like it. It's fine.
Nah.
It's the first one
It's
started out really, really good, and there was some heart. The one thing that this movie did do something better that I noticed, because there was a problem I had in the first one where Billy is a fucking emo kid in the first movie. He is sad all the goddamn time.
Billy's awesome in this.
Shazam is like bubbly, happy, crazy in the first one, and there's like it feels like a disconnect, because I know they're supposed to be playing the same character in the first one, but like they have wildly different personalities. No, Billy and Shazam, they're the same person, but like different actors, and it almost felt like they were different because Billy.
Oh, you're saying the kid actor Billy and the way he's depicted on screen was emo
in the first
not Freddy.
in the first one, and
Okay.
then this one I think that they match much better. I think that they're both. It feels like they kind of corrected that, but everything else, I don't like the CG fights. I think the villains were wasted. The story was kind of dumb. It took a really long time. There were some funny parts that people seem to enjoy. I didn't think there was even that many good action scenes. There was like one or two
it really was.
interesting.
Let's talk. So how many were there? There was the base. No, the bridge scene, and then
I wouldn't consider that action.
I know, but that's what
a
this
chore.
film considers
they,
action.
They were doing chores on a
But
bridge.
we've seen that so many
the
done so many
baseball
times with
field.
Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
They do the bridge scene again.
There's the dragon fight from the trailer.
The bubble, right? Well,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. The baseball stuff.
Yeah, but like there's not a lot of good
Yeah,
action here,
yeah.
and so like all this movie has is some touching moments between him and his not the Marvel family, because I think that they're useless characters that should not be involved. Shazam is like a secondary, if not tertiary, DC character
in his
right?
own film.
And then, well, I just mean in DC universe, right?
Oh,
and then now you
in
want
this film, he's kind of
yeah. And then you want me to care about all of his family at the same time. There's a reason that the Batman movies don't start off with Batman and Robin and then Tim
Batwing
and then
and
it's
the
like
Red Hood
we don't
and
focus on
Batgirl
any of them, because like people need to get to know the main character, and then you can flesh out the
Yes.
world. And I felt that they rushed too
did.
quickly into the
They did.
family.
that was
and
a
it's-
problem from the first film
and
that they
it's
carried over.
front and center here, where it's all about them. It's about Freddy and like falling in love and being. It's just I didn't like it, And I recognize that there's some things that people are going to like about it because it is like parts are touching, but I don't think this is a great movie.
Yeah. So some emotion and some funny bits that made me laugh out loud, made me feel some things. But that's why I called it a total mess. It is an uneven mess. The action is not that satisfying. The story is all over the place. You don't care about the villains. It's like jumping from one thing to the next. Like just the convenience and the just so happens to be things is just, the writing is not quite up to par. But as far as the dialogue being funny and witty and you know, Billy, you know, being that happy-go-lucky superhero, that stuff all works still. And look, I really like the director. He's one of us, comes from YouTube, David Sandberg, and you know, he takes feedback on Twitter quite well. Wanted people to go out and see his movie, you know, because it's not really his fault what's going on with the DCEU and the DCEU on the greater whole. I want to say, man, go out and see this movie, support this guy, that's cool, you know. He even puts the lady in it again. He's always torturing this lady. She's the one that's in the car that he saves in the trailer. They're playing the Believes, or what song was that? I Need a Hero song. Because she was starred in the Lights Out, you know, mini film on YouTube before it got turned into the feature film on
The short was better.
The movies, which got this director famous, and he got to do Shazam. So I like him very much, and I like Zachary Levi, and I like the ideas of family here and sacrifice and stuff, but there it is just bloated and uneven. And a whole subplot about fucking unicorns and Skittles. Literally an ad straight in the movie. Like, you thought fucking Man of Steel's, when the fighting in IHOP was bad, you're going to have a fucking conniption
Or Power
fit.
Rangers, Duncan, what is it?
Power Rangers,
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, right? You're
Krispy
going to
Kreme.
have a fucking fit with this, because it's like, damn, did Skittles bankroll, like, I don't know, 25% of the film. All right. Anyways, so yeah, rather disappointing. Nobody really has time to develop. They actually get into some interesting things where his family members are kind of like, "Hey, stop crowding or stop being overbearing to us, Billy. Like, you just like, he wants to have these family meetings and shit, and he's cool. His heart's in the right place, but you know, won't let him do their own thing." And at one point, Mary's like, I want to go to college and hang out with people my own age, and I really want to continue my education. And that's what the movie says about that by the end. Silence. It just drops that plot point. So, like, they just move on. She just says that, and then we never fucking...
He learns to let go-ish, whatever.
No,
But you don't really... Yeah,
they get all their powers. And I
it
was like,
rings
oh my
hollow.
God, this is a great way for them to maybe lose their powers and we can move on, right? Well, you know, we'll get to a lot of this in the spoilers, but I just don't think it worked. Let's go to final verdicts.
I'm going to go with the 5. This was an average film. I did like some of the humors.
You're giving it a 5.
Yes.
Is it better or worse than Black Adam?
I fucked up on that one.
So did I.
That's what
I
happens
fucked
when you
up.
drink.
Obviously, my enthusiasm. I'll excuse y'all and say my enthusiasm rubbed off on y'all.
That's what happens when you drink too much, maybe.
You gave Black Adam a 6. Joe.
Yeah, I should have gotten
above
that.
average.
Yeah.
So you actually, but you're doing it right this time. You think this is an average film?
I think this is an average film. There's too many characters.
Remember, on our scale, before people start jumping
average.
down our throat, 5 is not like failing
not- yeah,
grade.
it's
It is
not.
average. Okay.
Yeah, there's not enough time for these characters to develop. You don't really get enough time to be like, okay, well, I like this one or whatever. The CGI fight I didn't care for. I didn't really buy the three sisters relationship. It was
that
real,
was awful.
like
They had no
super
chemistry with
hammy.
each other.
I didn't really fucking care. The love stuff.
What's her name? Helen
Mirren.
She was trying, but again, they didn't give her anything.
No,
really
it just like lackluster. That's what this entire thing was. They release a whole bunch of monsters. They hand wave it. I was like, oh, we fixed it, and it was so stupid. I rolled my eyes with multiple
Let's
Skittles.
yeah.
With multiple Skittles ad. Yeah.
and side plots with the.
And again,
the
this was more of a Fred's film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Freddie felt front and center for sure.
Yeah. They
Alex?
put Billy behind. So
Yeah, I mean, this movie's got like 11 main characters. I mean, there's the whole Shazam family, the parents, plus the three baddies. Plus, there's other like small supporting characters that come through, and you have that many. Plus, the CG is its own beast, literally beast, and then beast and like all these other things happening. So there's just so much going on. There's really, you cannot do a movie like this where you expect any of us to care about, oh, so and so's in trouble. It's like, who? What's her name? Like who knows? Like, who gives a shit? You've got super disappointing action sequences, and what's funny is you mentioned Black Adam. Black Adam's story was terrible, but at least some of the action scenes in Black Adam were competent and like made me feel something. I was like, oh, that's a cool action scene. He did cool stuff. There's none of that here. So you have too many characters, not enough action. I mean, there's some funny parts in there, but I think that if you want to see a movie with heart, there's so many better options out there. If you want to see a funny movie, there's better options out there. I mean, if I'm kind, I think that this is an average movie. So
5 out of 10.
Yeah, and that's like I like.
What'd you give Black Adam?
A 5, I think, but I think I get Black Adam is below average. So
So
it's like
4. That would be a 4. This would be a 5.
yeah.
Guys, this film is this supposed to be for kids? Because I'm like, yeah, this is supposed to be for kids. But I just realized that a ton of fucking people die here. If you're complaining about motherfucking Man of Steel, I don't ever want you to fucking enter my goddamn vision or field of view, because Shazam is out here ramming fucking dinosaurs and dragons through just fucking office buildings for no fucking reason. People are dying. By the way, did you notice there's a huge character death? It's a really nice guy, funny guy from the first film, and he's brutally murdered in this film, and that's it. He was brutally murdered, and there are a ton of fucking deaths when these other creatures towards the end of the film start popping out in horror style. I was like, holy shit, and nobody fucking complains. There's not gonna be a goddamn, well then maybe this is on Zack Snyder, but nobody's gonna be like, oh, Shazam is not a protector, and then Shazam's gonna be all mopey and like, I can't protect
Shazam is played for an absolute idiot. They call him stupid over and over and over. In this thing, Superman is supposed to be the guy who knows better.
He doesn't have the wisdom of Solo Man. He calls him later on. He calls it Saruman. I fucking love those parts. He's not, but they never addressed it. His Shazam. He's supposed to have that power
He's
of
really
wisdom,
stupid.
but he never gets it.
Yeah.
But I do like that they addressed it. So, with all that being said, I think that this was a 5 out of 10, an average film. We discussed it in the car on the way over here. Don't want to, get my rating wrong. Black Adam, I fucking gave. Luckily, I was like, my fan side, I'm like, man, I was rating it more on being Superman in it and the potential. Fan brain gave it a 7, but in the same review, I didn't even give it a 7. I gave it a 5 out of 10, and it's probably lower than that. I could see people giving it a 4. So if Black Adam's probably a 4 and this film is a 5, and we're not making the same mistake with this film, really it's disrespectful to Superman.
There was no cool action scene.
No, none at all.
He punched a dragon once.
I mean,
It wasn't even that cool.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I made this point, but I'll make it again. I love what's interesting about this film is all the juxtaposition. And so you'll have like villains that are sitting down having a corn dog with Shazam talking. You'll have somebody walking in a baseball field while there's a tree of life growing. These amalgamations of things that you wouldn't normally see together. The fucking wizard hang out with, homey things like lamps and Christmas lights and just fucking school clubs, no girls allowed kind of things around it, right? So it's fun in that sense, and it plays with expectations in that way, but there's just too much stupid here for it to overcome itself, and really weak and poor writing. There are so many plot holes. I don't even want to do a spoiler section because it's just dumb as fuck. But all right. Anyways, but very funny and entertaining at times. It just, is not a sequel that lives up to the original. And by staying away from Black Adam, it's like, okay, what story are we going to do for the sequel? It feels like they picked up some darts and threw it at the fucking wall, and that guy was not a very good dart thrower, and it fucking fell short, and
it's in the trash.
I don't know, the Daughters of Atlas and the staff. Everybody will be excited for that one. They even leave, better ideas, like the fucking talking worm from the last film. They set that up, and it doesn't pay off here. There is another end credit scene after all the credits that you could talk about. We'll talk about in the spoilers. But the story's just dumb, and there was wasted potential here. So, 5 out of 10. That's going to be it for this one. Join us in the spoiler section where we'll do a short takedown and breakdown for you. If not, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.